The next finalist is Svejetlana Radakovic from IMC University of Applied Sciences, Krems, Austria. If Svejetlana would come up. Hello, hello. You can stand right there and hang on while we play your video so everybody can know what you're thinking.
With our amazingly designed heat and waterproof spa watch, you can now relax and focus entirely on your well-being without having to worry about losing your locker keys or carrying money with you. It even guides you through your spa program and suggests treatments based on your body temperature and heart rate. Customer version functions. Locker key. Payment function. Measures body temperature. Measures heart rate. Map of the spa and GPS for easier navigation. It shows a personal spa program created by the personal trainer with detailed information and a sequence of treatments and activities. And finally, it provides information about all the treatments offered in the spa. Customer version spa watch design. Examples of the spa watch functions. Employee version functions. It locks and open doors, function for processing payments. Spa program function to follow the client progress or to make changes to the program. It shows appointments for treatments, and buzzes employees when someone enters the spa. Employee version spa watch design.
Okay, Svejetlana, you have 1 minute to say something to the judges before they have questions for you.
Okay.
Put the microphone right up to your mouth.
Okay. The watch provides many benefits to the customers, such as ultimate relaxation and well-being, as they don't have to worry about anything, and the watch guides them to get the most out of their spa visit. Second, safety and customization, as the watch monitors their body functions and suggests and tailors suggestions based on their needs and their current condition. And third, convenience and useful knowledge, as they're able to make purchases, to schedule appointments on the watch, and to learn about spa treatments and benefits. From the spa point of view, the watch offers an opportunity to, first of all, increase the profit, second of all, to increase competitiveness, as the watch collects data about customers and their preferences, third, to have more efficient staff, and finally, to have more satisfied and more educated customers, which will ultimately lead to converting these clients into regular wellness customers. Thank you.
Perfect, that was exactly a minute. There's got to be a separate prize for that. Okay, Sharks?
Hi.
Hi.
My first question would be, did you thought about the barrier this watch will create with the clients? Because at the end of the day, I need to wear that thing. I give all my information to you. Did you thought about how you could overcome that kind of issue with certain clients? Maybe not with the young generation, but with the older one. Probably is a barrier.
Okay. Well, you mean about the older generation and their resistance to technology?
Snap.
Got it.
Did you have that in mind? Well, I know that the spa should be a place and should remain the place to disconnect from the technology. I understand that, and I completely agree with that. But then the spa the spa, they need to have some form of technology in order to improve customer experiences and to just bridge the gap between them and the customers through these useful functions. As for the older generations, I don't see why there would be a resistance from their side, because it brings many benefits to them. It's very useful because it monitors their functions, their heart rate, their body temperature, so it keeps them safe, especially if they have some health conditions. Which, I mean, you're supposed to enter your gender, age, your weight, and your health issues when you turn on the watch. Everything is not really presented in the movie because it's very short. But then the watch tailors suggestions based on that. It can be actually very useful for the older generations, especially if they have some health issues.
Okay, thanks.
So Svetlana, we're seated in age order, so I'll represent the younger generation. So for a great idea to be a success, it has to move into a space that's currently unrepresented in the market. So what's the USP that your product would bring versus what you can already get through a Fitbit, a Jawbone, and an iWatch? How are you going to, what is that space in the market that you see as currently unrepresented?
Okay, first of all, the spa watch is heat and waterproof, which I don't think these devices are. Second of all, these devices are not designed for spas. This device should improve customers' experiences, increase the profit, and increase competitiveness of the spas in the market. Does that answer your question?
Somewhat, but not enough. It's a busy space. Wearable technology is in terms of innovation, it's already well represented.
Okay.
So I'm just specifically want to know, you must have done a lot of market research to see this niche and this gap that you're going to fit. I think an iWatch can do a lot in terms of payments, in terms of body monitoring, can do a lot of what you're saying.
Yes, I agree with that. But you cannot exactly wear it in a sauna or go swimming with that.
We have another question?
So I'm the technology guy on the panel. So, and my point was really very, very similar to Simon's in the sense that, a lot of the technology available today in smartwatches are very ruggedized. They are water resistant and obviously for various things. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious why, because I was sure it would obviously drive up the cost considerably to build a watch of this nature, why you wouldn't use sort of off-the-shelf technology to sort of bring it to life, to really lower your cost, mm-hmm. and really build the software, which is, I think, the magic of this.
Yes.
And then the other side of it is, have you considered, in terms of taking this to market, in my view, we do booking software, and in my view, starting this with a solution that helps the staff would be a great approach, because that's a great way for them to communicate, as mm-hmm. opposed to trying to deliver this immediately to the guest. The guest could be, maybe that's the last mile, mm-hmm. But I'm just curious about how you were thinking about actually developing this and then taking it to market.
Okay, I agree with you about everything. First of all, if there would be a device that would be already on the market, that it's very thin and bendable, that it's waterproof and heat-proof, then of course that's another option. Just the software could be developed to reduce the cost. That's another option, obviously. And also, yes, I think that the employee version of the spa watch is very useful, and that it should be implemented first. I also agree with that.
Svetlana, I have a question regarding data security and data privacy, mm-hmm. because that's a really important aspect of mm-hmm. protecting one's client. Okay. There is something called HIPAA compliance, HIPPA, and a lot of small operators in our industry don't know what that is, and they wouldn't necessarily have the skill sets within the spa team to be able to protect their information or protect their systems. How would you propose to address that with your concept?
Well, this device could use the same security system as the spa company is using. It can be even connected to that. So I don't really see an issue with that, with the security.
Connecting systems is quite difficult, and it's not a skill set that I have, so therefore we rely on companies like Resort Suite. So it's a critical component of your business model and getting that right, because otherwise most small operators don't have those skills in-house. And then they have to rely on people who don't understand the business necessarily.
Okay, and do you specifically mean that about the function of the payment function? The data security about credit card information?
There's health information, there's personal details, there's payments.
Okay, well, the customers don't need to provide their names when they're using their watch. And they have two options when it comes to payments. They can enter their credit card information and use the watch to pay for it, like with a credit card. Or they can just scan the items and then add to their account and pay at the reception, either with a credit card or in cash.
Can I ask one more quick question?
Yes.
How large is your device? Speaking as a representation of
I know,
the
it
older
looks huge.
population, I might not see it.
I know. No, it should be, well, I don't know the exact measures, but it should be large enough to, well, I wish I have like a paper prototypes that I made, but I didn't bring them. But I can maybe show you that later.
Probably have time for one more question.
Svetlana, if you won the $5,000, what would you spend it on?
I'm going to split that money with my colleagues that work with me in a team.
To invest in the product or to go skiing?
I haven't thought about the money yet. I was just nervous preparing for this competition. I did not think about the money.
We have time for one more.
Oh, no, I'd just like to add that speaking as somebody who was totally flummoxed by the Fitbit and ended up discarding it, I think you need to make sure that you have built enough time into this equation to educate people like me about. Otherwise, all you're going to do is just add to my stress level when I go into the spa, and I think that's a really important piece of that, and I'm glad you brought it up.
Okay, I'll remember that.
We've got
Thank
25 seconds. I'm going to make one final comment.
Okay.
I wonder if it would be better to consider this as an app rather than a full piece of technology, because heat proofing and waterproofing are going to be an enormous amount of investment. This may well be an app that could integrate with systems such as Resort Suite that Frank has.
Oh yes, definitely.
That exist at
As
the moment.
was already mentioned, yes, I agree. That's another option, definitely. If there
Well,
is a
that's-
device, yes.
That's perfect. That's all we have time for. Svetlana, thank you so much.
Okay, thank
Obviously,
you.
you need to see Frank later. Thank you so much.